Welcome to online lecture series in organic chemistry, and we are discussing the introduction to the bioinorganic chemistry. In this video we are going to discuss the sodium potassium ion pump. All living cells are enclosed by a membrane which is about 7 nanometer thick, and it is composed of double layers of protein separated by lipids and has a polar head groups and non-polar tails. Thus the cell membrane, actually it is a selectively permeable and regulates the passage of certain nutrients into the cell and transportation of molecules across the membrane takes place. This transportation across the cell membrane, it is mainly of two types: active transport and passive transport. There are two types: passive transport and active transport. Now both active transport and passive transport, these are selective. So first of all, what is active transport? Now when the passage of ions through the cell membrane is from high concentration to low concentration region, then it is called as passive transport. The transfer of molecule takes place along the concentration gradient, where the driving force is physical force and no energy is required for this passive transport. Now second type is active transport. In active transport, or active transport means when the transport of ions is from low concentration to high concentration region, then it is called as active transport. Now the active transport takes place against the concentration gradient, where the driving force is metabolic activity, and hence active transport requires energy. So this part is very important, the difference between active transport and passive transport. So for active transport there is a requirement of energy. Again we know that inside the cell and tissue there is a high concentration of potassium and low concentration of sodium, while outside the cell and tissue, that is in blood plasma, there is a high concentration of sodium and low concentration of potassium, that we know. Now to maintain high concentration of potassium inside the cell and high concentration of sodium outside the cell in blood plasma, sodium potassium pump is developed across the cell membrane. Now the energy required to drive the pump, it is provided by hydrolysis of ATP, that is adenosine triphosphate, by specific enzyme known as ATPase. And here the sodium and potassium ion ATPase is the tetrameric protein. It has 2 alpha subunits, its around molecular weight is around 95,000, and 2 beta subunits whose molecular weight is approximately 40,000. The larger alpha units are in contact with each other like this. These are the larger alpha units, these are in contact with each other. This is the cell membrane, this portion, it is the cell membrane. So this is the region inside the cell and this is the region outside the cell, and these are the alpha subunits, and these are the larger alpha subunits which are in contact with each other and protrude right through the membrane, and these are the beta subunits, they are not in contact with each other. Okay, so this is actually the representation of enzyme ATPase. This is ATPase. So in ATPase there are 2 units, you keep in mind, alpha subunits and beta subunits. There are 2 alpha subunits which are larger, and these are the 2 beta subunits. Now what is the mechanism of sodium potassium ion pump? Now here sodium and potassium ion pump, it was discovered by Zenes Christis Skov in 1957. The ion pump, this ion pump, it is a cyclic and works with membrane bound enzyme, that is sodium and potassium ATPase, which catalyzes the movement of sodium and potassium ions in opposite direction. The sodium and potassium ions moves across the membrane at the cost of ATP energy. Hence, the transportation of potassium and sodium is called active ion transport. And during the transport of ions, phosphorylation and dephosphorylation of ATPase initiated by sodium and potassium respectively. And this takes place in 3 steps. And first step is the phosphorylation of ATPase. Now in the first step, the enzyme ATPase binds 3 sodium ions inside the cell to the specific sites on the alpha units. Now due to the sodium ions, the local polarities change and the terminal ATP, it is hydrolyzed to form ADP, and there is a release of some energy. So in this way, at initial stage, the sodium ions, 3 sodium ions bound with the ATPase, and this is the alpha form, and ATP, it is converted into ADP, and during this conversion there is an energy change, which is the driving force for this pump. So energy released, it is used to drive the pump. Now second step is conformational changes. Now on phosphorylation, the conformation of alpha unit changes, turning inside out, called as eversion, and the 3 sodium ions are released to the extracellular fluid, and phosphorylation of ATPase leads to major conformational change in enzyme. So here in actually second step, the alpha form of sodium binded ATPase, it is converted into beta form of sodium binded ATPase, and in this way there is a eversion of the ATPase. Now step number 3, that is the dephosphorylation of ATPase. 2 potassium ions are bound to the outside of enzyme. The attachment of potassium ions triggers dephosphorylation of alpha units, and phosphate is released into the intercellular fluid. This induces conformational change again of enzyme, and there is a eversion. Second time there will be eversion. Finally, the 2 potassium ions which are loosely bound are released to the intracellular fluid, and potassium ions enter inside the cell, and in this way the enzyme reverts to original conformation to accept sodium ions again and continue the cycle. So here in third step, the sodium ions which are bound to ATPase and it is undergone eversion in second step. So these sodium ions are released outside the cell membrane, and these sodium ions, 3 sodium ions, it becomes extracellular, and potassium ion bind with this ATPase and get into the cell, and these potassium ions initially they were extracellular, now it becomes intracellular. Now this is the overall process. So during overall process, initially sodium ions, it will be outside the cell, inside the cell, that is intracellular. After the cycle, sodium ions will be the extracellular, and initially potassium ions, these were extracellular. After cycle, these will be intracellular. ATP, it is converted into ADP, and there is a release of energy, which is the driving force for this ion pump. Now this can be explained with the help of this cycle. Now, this is the inner side of the cell, and here is the outer side of cell. Now first of all, this is the phosphorylation step, and this is the ATPase. These are the alpha units. Initially 3 sodium ions bind with this, and ATP, it is converted into ATP, the ADP, there is a release of energy, and this way say 3 sodium ions, these are bind with the ADPase. Now there is a eversion, it means this gate, it will be closed, and this outer gate, it is now open, and therefore these 3 sodium ions come out of cell, and these are released over here. So now inside gate of this alpha, 2 alpha subunits, it is now closed, and outside gate is open, and therefore 3 sodium ions, these are enter into the extracellular plasma. After that, the 2 potassium ions, now these enter into this gate, which is open in outside portion of the cell, that is in cell plasma. In this way 2 potassium ions enter into this ADPase. Here phosphate, it is enter into the intracellular cytoplasm, and this step, it is dephosphorylation. Now here 2 potassium ions, these are entering into the cell through this cell membrane. Again here there is a eversion process. Eversion means now outside gate, it is closed, and inside gate is open, and actually alpha subunits, this plays very important role to getting in the potassium ions and to releasing out sodium ions. Now as inner gate is open now after eversion, second time eversion, 2 potassium ions, these enter into the cell. So here 2 potassium ions enter into the cell, and again this ATPase, it is ready for second cycle. Here again 3 sodium ions enter into the this ADPase through open gate, which is open from inside. Again phosphorylation step, it is repeated. ATP is converted into ADP, energy released, it is used as a driving force for this cycle. Again you can see here 3 sodium ions are entering or binding to the this ADPase, and then it is released. Again potassium ions enter into the ADPase here from here. So 2 potassium ions enter into the cell, and 3 sodium ions goes out or release out of the cell. So in this way the concentration will be changed. So this is how the potassium sodium potassium ion pump works.